Well, here we are again with the worst series, where I'm watching Slop 2. And this is actually the first time I'm watching this film, so I'm scripting as I watch it. I presume it's going to be at best kinda mediocre and at worst another Despicable Me 3. I've never been into this franchise, if you couldn't tell from my use of abbreviation instead of just calling it Secret Life of Pets. The first film was kind of boring with a cute enough story. It wasn't the worst Illumination film, but it didn't hold the same quality as the original Despicable Me, or even movies like Sing. But this film might surprise me and be surprisingly good. And because I'm scripting while watching the film, you can see my hopefulness that this film is going to be alright fade and devolve into madness as this video goes on. So hi, my name is Animation Review, and today we're going to be talking about Secret Life of Pets 2, and seeing if it is the worst film ever. This film starts out with exposition about kids and how it changes people. Well, dogs in this case. And we all know what that means. Max's owner is going to have a child. This could be an interesting plot development, showing how having a child changes Max throughout the film. This could be like a Finding Nemo sort of film. That would be really interesting. It's an Illumination film, sure, but Despicable Me was good, and that had very little money behind it. I'm interested to see where it goes. The film advances in this direction with a montage of Liam's life as a child, and how Max responded to it. It's a great scene developing what the dog from the park said earlier, from a bad thing into more of a good thing. Max was a clear role model to him, and it shows how great children can be instead of making those tired, children are awful jokes, with Max trying to protect Liam and fearing for him more than anything else. We get to see a great dynamic before seeing the title screen and hearing the classic theme for the series. We then see all the other animals. Chloe is being a tired, fat cat trope as always, but Snowball is being the pet of a little girl like Stinky Pete. Except this time he's settled into the idea of being a superhero, and has as much of an obsession with superheroes as his owner, and now truly believes that he is a superhero. After that, another display of Max's worriedness, we get a scene at the vet, which shows some amazing gags at the waiting room that are all pretty creative. But after that, Max is told that they're going on a road trip. This is going to be a road trip movie. Okay. I'm going to keep up hope that this movie will stay good, because everything so far has been good. Moving on, we now have a third plotline set up here, because why not, about this bee toy. I don't care. About nobody does. It's a squeaky bee toy. No thanks. And after some stuff that no one cares about, there's another plotline that I don't care about set up. Villain seems so bland. Nothing about his design makes him look evil. It's just another Free the Animal story that we've seen a million times before. But after that, main duo arrive at the farm, and the opening scene of it revives my hope in this film. Duke's energy and quite frankly annoyance is put to rest by the cow. This movie makes turkeys out to be as terrifying as they look. It's a great setting for Max to learn and grow on. And it'd be great if it wasn't for Rooster. This then becomes a trying to get so-and-so's approval story, and leaves this film without a saving grace. This film then goes on to the circus, a scene that could have shown off how evil and terrifying a circus can look, but this is what you get on an Illumination budget. The scene overall is pretty boring. They don't really do anything to make you interested other than say, it's animal cruelty. Illumination has got to the point where they're trying to guilt trip you into being invested. Then we get to cat training. Yeah, it's boring. There's nothing here that's interesting. It's basically the selling point of the film in the trailers, and judging by how it's sold, it wasn't a very good selling point. Well, back to the tiger. They need a place for it to stay. Also, they need marketable plushes, so they head on over to the old dog's house and drop them off there. Nothing about this feels like anything more than the movie wanting to get on with itself and shove as much merchandise in your face as possible.
My name's Tiny.
Nobody cares!
Speaking of bland and forgettable, back to the villain.
Bring that tiger back, and if you don't, that one will be a new coat for little Sergey.
Nobody cares! I'll be honest, that's all I could say about most of the rest of this film. It's just boring. The villain is boring, Gidget trying to be a cat is boring, Rooster is boring. The film started off as a film with an engaging story and a seemingly entertaining B story. Then it added a C story to pad out runtime, did nothing interesting at all with the B story, and turned the A story into a boring cliche filler story to the point where the movie just becomes meh. I've heard a lot of people call Illumination films that, but I always felt they were a mix of good and bad. This is really the first film where all I can think is boring. At least the animation is great, especially in the forest scenes. It's really engaging when nothing's happening on screen. But other than that, the gags are cheap, the emotion is tacky, and the storylines are cliche as all hell. It's without a doubt the most boring animated movie I have ever seen. 51 out of 100. But either way, my name is Animation Review. That was my review of Secret Life of Pets 2. I hope you enjoyed, and I bid you good night.